What is up, people? This is Power Triathlete here. So today I'm going to be showing you how I have installed the PowerPod onto my road bike. So as you can see, I've installed it using the included handlebar mount, and I've also chosen to use the thumb screw. And the reason I've chosen to use the thumb screw is because it's going to be easier for me to remove the PowerPod from my bike for recharging purposes. So a couple of things to observe when installing the PowerPod. So the first one is before you tighten the thumb screw, you should push the PowerPod forward until it stops. And if I can just demonstrate this to you, so if I unscrew this, you can see that there's a little bit of play between the PowerPod and the handlebar mount, and right before tightening the thumb screw, you should push the PowerPod forward until it stops, and you can go ahead and retighten the thumb screw. So the reason why you should be doing this is because you want to make sure that the PowerPod is in the same exact position, and it helps with the calibration process. The second one is try to make sure that the PowerPod wording to be as parallel as you can to the ground. Again, this is also going to help during the calibration process. And the third one is ensure that the wind port is not being blocked by any cables. Again, this is also to help the calibration process and makes it more accurate. So let's see how to perform the first calibration. So the first step is to activate the speed cadence sensor. On my Giant TCR bike, I have the right sense combo speed and cadence sensor. So for you to do that, you can just ride your bike, or you can just spin the pedal or spin the wheel. So once your speed and cadence sensor is turned on, so we can go ahead and press and hold the button on your PowerPod for 4 seconds, and the LED will blink green, and a solid green LED indicates that the speed and cadence sensor has been properly and successfully paired with the PowerPod. So the next step is to pair the PowerPod with your head unit. In this case, I'm going to be using my Garmin H510, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the top edge of my Garmin screen, and I'm going to hit this power icon, and I'm going to hit search, and at the same time I'm also going to be pressing the PowerPod. Click it once, and you can see that the notice power sensor found, and that basically pairs your PowerPod with the Garmin H510. This is basically how I set up my Garmin H510 screen. Again, this depends on your own individual head unit. Some may use Garmin, some may use a different brand. Personally, I would want to see my power in the middle of the screen. Notice that I did not choose the 3-second average or the 5-second average because the PowerPod comes with the dynamic power smoothing by default. So the next step of the calibration process is to just ride your bike. If you look at your Garmin screen, the power value will start from 0 watt, and it increases over time until it reaches 100 watts. This is basically how it shows the progress of the calibration step, and I think this is a very clever way to show the progress of the calibration. And once the value reaches 100 watts, it basically completes the calibration process, and the actual value, the actual power value that you are generating will be shown on the Garmin screen. So once the calibration process has been completed, the actual power value will be displayed. Nothing else needs to be done except to hit the start button on your Garmin to record your activity. So that basically concludes the installation and the calibration process for the PowerPod power meter. I apologize for the shaky video and the background noise. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. See you again in the next video.